trying to kill me? Other than the DABC regulations, the one thing I don't like about Utah are the bad drivers. I have to say, I love my life here in Utah. I'm full of gratitude. I can get on the interstate at rush hour and drive at speed. Coming from DC, that didn't happen ever. So that's really wonderful to me. But the drivers here in Utah, I dislike them. No, I hate them. I've driven in a lot of states in this country. Major cities, New York, DC, Chicago, LA, Atlanta. And in all of my travels, I have never seen some of the bonehead moves as frequently as I do here. It's even worse than Boston. In fact, I think Utah drivers are worse than those in Massachusetts. And those drivers are called massholes by most of New England. So, to help illustrate my point, I'm just going to give you a few examples. One of the ones that I find, and I'm sure many of you have experienced this too, is that you get on the interstate, and unlike many states where fast drivers move over to the left lane and slow drivers are by law supposed to drive in the right lane, oh no, not in Utah. We move over to the left lane and drive 50 miles an hour. And of course, the poor driver blasting up the interstate 65, 70 miles an hour or much more has to suddenly jam on their brakes, swerve, and of course causes a nice chain reaction. To be fair, I heard about Utah drivers before I moved here. Our son would call complaining, screaming sometimes because he'd be in the car. I can't repeat them. He's not supposed to use them, but anyway, I just kind of dismiss it to youthful angst. Just get over it. We've never experienced it on any of our travels here. Always having good times, no real problems. But then we moved here. Needless to say, we have since apologized to our son for our lack of understanding. Case in point, another one is apparently people here don't believe you're supposed to be in the left lane to make a left-hand turn or the right lane to make a right-hand turn. And I can't tell you how many times I've been driving down the road and somebody, without any regard for the distance, just cuts across from the right lane, 3 lanes to make a left-hand turn. It happens a lot on 70s. Or vice versa, decides from the middle lane, I gotta go right now because the light, is gonna turn red and I'm gonna go right. We just want to kill one another. Another one of my favorites, and this one causes a lot of frustration, which then makes other drivers do bad things. And it's what I call the twofer. On some of our nice multi-lane roads, we'll get 2 drivers headed in the same direction, going 10 miles an hour below the speed limit, causing this major backup. I've also heard this is called a Mormon roadblock. Anyway, one of the things that this caused one day that I saw, just absolutely blew my doors off, a driver behind me, probably 6 cars behind me, got very, very frustrated, swerved into the center turn lane, blasted up ahead of a line of cars to cut off the driver at the front, who was one of the 2 causing this backup. These kind of examples just make me crazy. I honestly don't know. Where does this come from? Then there's the other one. This is straddling the lane. Driving right over that lane line. Why? Why should I stay in the lane? What? Who says that's law? Who says it's safer? And this happens going down the road or at a traffic light. We've got one in our neighborhood. There's 3 lanes. You come right out of our neighborhood. It's a major intersection. There are 3 lanes of traffic. Left, center for straight, right for the right-hand turn. They are clearly marked. You can't miss it. And frequently, okay, I'm just going to be here, and I'm going to block people getting into the left turn lane so they can't get through the lane. And I think I'll just stop people from turning right on red because I feel like it today. They do do this all the time. It's just absolutely insane. So you see some other actions and reactions from other drivers. Let's not forget the driver who believes they must leave 5 cars in front of them, 5 car lengths in front of them, at a red light! What is wrong with you? Can you not move up just a little bit? Maybe, I know I'm impatient. And we kind of attributed that to East Coast impatience. Just, okay, it's fine. And then several months after I moved here, I was at a breakfast meeting. One of our members arrived late, sat down at the table, and just erupted in anger about bad driving. I kind of started to chuckle. And then the table went nuts. Everybody throwing in their stories and their anecdotes about silly things that had happened to them. So, and then I went to another event, and a similar thing happened. And it was just this table full of people exchanging stories. And the best moment of this is one of the compadres at the table espoused the theory that the worst drivers in Utah were male drivers of minivans because they were frustrated that they had to drive an uncool car to cart around a car. Well, I don't know. All I can say is Utah drivers, in my book, are not the best, and I don't know why. The only thing I can believe is they got their license as the prize in the Cracker Jack box. Mr.